And I was gonna
I get rid
say
of the
the ban
Sven.
out Costa Beli's Sven. He keeps on playing Sven in all of these games that he gets it, and it does feel like that would be that playmaker that the Weaver and the Pango don't really have to rely on. Of course, you're incredibly bound to your ultimate on that Pangolin. You can only make so many plays, and Mirana, it's the safe bet. We knew we were gonna get a support here. It's just what you do when you have second pick, but Booz is also just going to alleviate a lot of that pressure, and it makes even more sense if it is going to be the Dawnbreaker Mirana lane because you just give all of the XP over to Frank, something they keep on doing. And the reason I'm leaning more heavily into it being Frank's hero is it just doesn't feel like a Kataro hero. With the way that they set up a lot of their drafts and their games, I feel like you're always going to see him on those hard farmers. I'm also a little bit scared of his TA if it kind of gets through here. If they pick
Yeah.
a few too many weak laners, there is still that flexibility, like you bring up. And I think the second time where we saw Four Zoomers pick this Weaver Pangolier combo, it ended up being both Husky and Z Freak's heroes. They just immediately put it into the support position because I think they got pretty hard counterpicked. But that's where if you don't have those guaranteed disables, you have kind of these weird, funky lineups. You have to run a hero like the Lesh, like the TA that are so concise and quick on those objectives. It can fall apart very quickly for Four Zoomers if they're not too careful. Like the LC though, bringing it back a
This is
little bit.
good. This is really smart, and they're gonna pick up Luna. So they've now basically picked themselves up like two really strong fighting heroes that want to play active with the Pangolier and the Weaver. And like you said, these could just be the support duo here for the side of the Zoomers. I think it's likely that one of these is going to. No, they're definitely just gonna hide Gunner's hero here. This is gonna be Z Freak and Husky on Weaver Pango again, I think. So we'll see what they decide to do. Gunner plays a lot of Pango. He's great at the hero, but realistically, I think we're going to be seeing Gunner's hero here after Lava show their what I'm assuming is going to be Kataro's hero here. That would make the most sense. Save last pick for the mid lane. You already see your offlane matchup here of the Legion. You just got to pick something that's safe.
Yeah, and really the question is, do you feel comfortable playing the Morph?
It's the
Okay, they
Ursa.
go for the safer one.
It's
It's
a
either
really
Morph
good
or
one.
Ursa.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also saw yesterday whenever Lava got this Ursa in a draft that it looks like didn't make a whole bunch of sense. Just the Ursa brings it back. We get to see Ursa versus LC again, and of course the Morph is pretty cool because you get to burst both the Weaver and the Pango more or less instantly. But I think it's that hesitance to pick it just straight up into LC that you don't really want to go for. But can't really name too many better heroes than that. And actually, banning out the Storm. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because they need Leo Styles hero, but
Yeah, they need Leo
I
Styles
feel
healer
like
here
they
for sure.
gotta spend at least one of these bans on the Lesh because again, Lesh Ursa is the duo core. You do everything well if you get those heroes, and I think that's something that I'm a little bit concerned about because Leo Style is also just a beast. We see how much he farms whenever we do get Qatar. The few rare times he's not on those hard farmers, Leo Style always picks up the weight and then just feels like another true core. Plays that 1.5 position, so a little bit concerned here, and I think now, like you said, need a gunner hero most likely. Gunner's played the LC a few times, so if they really want to dodge around, they could go for something, but we'll have to see. Do they want to lane LC into Ursa is the big question right now, because for Zoomers, if they want, they could definitely swap it up, but we're getting more into that same vein of we got this awkward lineup that we're picking more reactive heroes versus Lava, who really don't care what four Zoomers are putting down.
You do have some good counters for the lane here, and some that are still available if you want to dodge the Legion into Ursa. Like you could still take the Weaver to the off lane as the 3. It's really not that bad. Or you could pick up like a Venomancer. They already did remove the Viper here, but you could still go for like a Venomancer, take it to the off lane. Like you said, go the Legion in mid, and then still run your Pango Weaver support duo. So I think they might try and protect the Ursa here just to be sure. They ban out the Kunkka. Very good.
Yeah.
Synergizes incredibly well with the Mirana. We've gone over that 100 times. Just that X into arrow combo is so good. They will remove the Invoker. So I was thinking Leo Styles Ember Spirit is looking pretty dang strong here, especially if they get rid of the Invoker. So they could go for that. Gunner, I'm sure, is thinking about it. He's going to grab a Bat Rider. Okay, this is a really good Bat Rider pick. Once you have
Yeah.
the
And
BKB, that glimpse does not matter.
I think they're picking this Bat Rider knowing what's left in the pool and what Leo style really prefers. And do they now go for the Lesh or, okay, the
Okay.
counter, the classic counter?
Yeah.
Well, now we'll have to see what they slot in here. No Gunner's just going to eat the lane. Okay, we'll see if Leo style just runs
Oh.
away with it. But
So it's going to be
every
Husky
single
on Legion.
time, oh yeah, Husky Legion. So they do just move it around. I guess the Pango does play a little bit
Yeah.
nicer versus the Bear, but at the same time, I've seen this Queen of Pain bat matchup happen before. I've seen teams think that they can get away with it, and then I've seen Queen of Pains put the Bat Rider into the ground. I've just seen that lane play out so many times and so poorly for the Bat. Gunner's gonna need to do a really good job, especially if he's gonna get that small camp blocked, because Lava can only imagine they're gonna smoke out of the base. They're gonna do what they've done for the entirety of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these teams are um, like really good at like getting out of the base and getting their early wards out. We've seen a lot of the South American teams prioritize that early on. Um, and yeah, I think Batrider's he's gotta try and find farm outside of this mid lane, or he's gonna really struggle because that matchup is pretty rough. They don't really have any heroes that can rotate here. I mean, Husky, all you can really do is, you know, give Gunner a little bit of health, but he's got to stay in the lane. He's got to be able to, you know, keep Costa Bile alive and make space for him in the lane here against this Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, and it's kind of sick because it's not the best choice, I think, and not something that you necessarily want to combo with. But now you've got the Dawnbreaker, who is always going to be ready to Solar Guardian if Leo Sao ever feels like he's gonna die. So we're probably gonna see him just go incredibly aggressive, just right up from the beginning. And then what do Four Zoomers do? Because in very similar fashion to how Infamous lost their first game versus Black and Yellow, they're the save lineup. They're the lineup that has to work for their kills a little bit harder. Their damage doesn't come nearly as quickly or nicely as Lava's. I think outside of duel, and of course that's a position 5 duel you're looking for from Husky, you're not going to see that same level of burst, and Lava have that in strides. They are going to look hard and fast for those kills. I'm just worried if any single arrow connects, that's where I think they just are going to immediately dogpile on top of you. At the same time, you also have the Ursa. You're going to be able to very simply fast forward this game. It always becomes around that Aegis and really about that second Aegis and what you're able to accomplish in that time. And at least in the QoP, it is that 1.5, so you are a little bit of a right clicker, but at the end of the day, Ursa lineups, they don't hit buildings, they don't hit targets. Four Zoomers have that buffer to play with a little bit. The game will just naturally take a little bit longer for Lava if they do find that dominating position, but at the same time, Four Zoomers got to win these team fights and really just solely on their pure execution from both Moo and Gunner.
Nice D ward there from Husky. They did know. I'm surprised they haven't gone for the deny on their own obs ward there, but they're going to try and keep that one defended as long as possible, as Lava definitely know it got placed. But it looks like it's just going to be 2 and 2 on the runes. Maybe a fight here for the bottom one. Yeah, so Z-Freak does go ahead and deny out that rune. Makes a lot of sense. That is going to be 3 runes.
Yeah, stick arrow dodge as well. Okay, taking a little bit of damage here, but everybody walks away. Don't think anybody wants these big fights, but at the same time, look over at MJZ. He's just harassing everyone. He's just being super obnoxious.
And actually pulled Gunner out of the mid lane, so his block is pretty dang rough here as Leo Style has it in the perfect spot.
That's so unfortunate versus Queen of Pain, because, of course, Leo Style, he's waiting to skill up, yep, because he wants to do this instead. If you get the Scream of Pain level 1, you just nuke out that first wave, get level 2 as soon as this first creep wave dies. The only way this lane gets a little bit hard is if you do actually lose any of those creeps to the denies from the Batrider. But fortunately, that doesn't really happen, because Batrider doesn't have that extra damage. If you can napalm your own creeps, that'd be great, but so this lane begins where not only does Gunner not have any damage, but going for CS is just a struggle in itself.
Yeah. And Gunner's played a lot of Batrider, but it doesn't matter. The matchup is still so rough. And we'll see this one kind of unfold. Yeah, can't really grab any CS right now.
You're just going to get zone off. It gets really bad once you hit level 3. Of course, Gunner actually... Leo? Did you really just do this?
Wait, no way.
What? Okay.
Did he blink?
No. He knew he didn't have the blink, is why he went for it. He went for the greedy skill build on the Queen of Pain. He had 101. That is a huge misplay coming in from Leo Style. That is the lane almost thrown right there. That is just awful. Gunner has his bottle and boots. That is perfect for him.
It's going to still take a bit for his boots to come back, but yeah, the fact that Gunner just grabs first blood in this mid lane, I mean, you're just no longer playing from behind the whole time. Like, you actually get to farm up and hit the timings you normally don't get to hit on the Batrider. I mean, the lane still going to be easy for the Queen of Pain once you get the blink, but yeah, that is definitely not something you see all that often.
No, That's just, I think Leo wanting to be aggressive, wanting to play the matchup as he knows it goes, and then just getting turned on. And it's something that Gunnar does do extremely well, getting a little bit of flashbacks whenever he was consistently playing Pango versus Batrider in the mid lane, where suddenly the Bat just gets killed at level 3, but at the same time, just I don't know. I don't know what to say for Leo style because now Gunnar gets to do exactly what he wants, and the four Zoomers with their opening did a really good job of protecting his camp. They had 4 heroes sitting in that small camp, ensuring there was no small camp shenanigans. So it just feels like there might not be enough time for him to play around. MJZ meanwhile,
Yeah,
ooh,
falls very low there, but a nice kinetic field actually keeps Moo and Z-Freak at bay. Z-Freak did pretty much drop all of his mana there to go for that play. Still has a mango at least. And Batrider, he's just stacking up. He knows, like we said, he doesn't really want to contest the Queen of Pain in lane. It's not easy. So he's just going to try and do what he can here to find farm off the map here in the form of these jungle creeps. Oh, Z-Freak does end up going down top.
yeah, just wanted the death almost, I think. Didn't have any mana, like you said. It's very expensive with your spells, and until you have that urn, you really don't have any of that natural regen. But as long as Z-Freak isn't dying too often, and he's just kind of pulling this wave back for Moo, this lane is fine for Moo. Once you get level 6, then you start making plays.
This is rough
but
for Gunnar. These creeps might get
yeah.
sniped by Leo style here. Oh, it actually puts them all pretty low. Leo style still has his blink though, so he's going to be just fine. Yeah, being able to contest those creeps is what the Queen of Pain wants to do. Just want to make sure Gunnar doesn't get away with free farming this easy camp.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Costabile just took a lot of damage there. They were going to try and turn around though thanks to the press the attack from Husky. Just not enough damage quite yet. Dawnbreaker is pretty tanky.
Yeah, and yet again, another Wraith Band. These carries are getting a lot less greedy, but I feel like every single time we're going to see a ranged 4, probably going to see the safe laner just pick up that item, because, I mean, you got 10 armor. You're a TB more or less on this Luna now, so it feels pretty good, but, oh, mid? Took some tower shots there, yeah. You got to TP out at the very least, but this mid lane is just a little bit wild.
Z-Freak still playing very aggressive here onto MJZ. Just wants to make sure the Disruptor does not have the ability to contest. And Ursa, he's really far forward. I think he's dead here. He's going to try and continue the chase. Well, no, he's going to be able to get the bug off of him. Does not actually fall. Stays alive thanks to the Fairy Fire and the stick there. Gets salved up.
Z-Freak. Yeah.
Oh my god. This guy's good. Kataro comes in aggressively. Doesn't have an overpower anymore. And slowed up here by Moo.
Oh no.
You just got salved. You back down to almost no HP. And Z-Freak? Is he hunting him? No, Kataro, nice job hiding in the trees there.
Yeah, and Moo had a mango, he had another swash, but it only being level 1, he's gone for the 1-2-1 build, and but bottom, oh my goodness, the damage. Again,
they got the kill.
They get to survive. The press the attack gets them out, and they turn. They gotta be a little bit more careful on lava. Their timing is really more around that level 5 mark where the arrow on the Starstorm actually starts to do damage, and I don't know, they're playing versus a way more efficient lane when it comes to those early levels.
Costabile really does need some health here. I mean, Husky's got a salve for him, but as soon as you pop it, you're just going to get dumped by this hammer. So you got to wait to clear up this wave, I think. Ooh. Arrow just barely off the mark, but they're going to go for the dive anyway. Nice interrupt there, thanks to Costabile. And franked a lot of damage on from the tower. And that's kind of what they were waiting for. They were kind of baiting this out for a while, it seems like. You know you have the regen on Husky here, the press the attack ready to go. But a very close laning stage here from both teams. Like, every single lane is just neck and neck.
Yeah, at the very least, Costabile wants some more alone time, and I think Husky going back to the base, he's kind of going to get what he wants, but Luna is one of the most level-intensive safe laners in that same vein as Medusa, where you really don't farm at full speed until you're either level 9 or 10, and with him going at that second point in Lucent Beam, the rotation out of into the jungle really isn't available to him for quite a bit here, even though he's closing up on that Morbid Mask timing. So we'll have to see how he decides to play, because he's definitely going to be playing at a slightly slower pace here once he actually can't lane anymore. And can only imagine he's going to feel the fear, especially once Leo starts being able to push in this mid lane. Leo's actually gone for 3 points in Dagger, which is a little bit interesting. He's also holding, I think, 2 skill points right now. He's really waiting for something. I think might
He's
try
got
to
to go the
trail back.
scream, yeah. He goes ahead
Yeah.
and skills up scream of pain. I was like, you have to go. I think going 3 points in dagger is fine. You never go for the 4th point. Top lane though, rolling thunder from Moo. He just got level 6 at the tower and able to take down MJZ with the help of Z Freak. And that's gonna be your first set of earn charges for the Weaver. He did
Yeah.
go the Vanguard on the Pango, something that we see every once in a while, mostly against the Ursa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, just lets you tank up, don't really need to care about your laning opponent, and more importantly, you never die in your Rolling Thunder now. When you go for those tower dives, you just get to make them with full confidence, and I think that's where heroes like the Ursa that struggle with wave clear, if you ever get a creep wave on top of that Ursa's tower, what does he actually do? He doesn't have that same turn or nearly enough wave clear to keep himself alive, and look at Gunner with the haste.
Yeah,
I think he saw him with the napalm.
They did just see him barely pick up that rune in the mid lane there. They do have their own ward. Scouting out the lava heroes here, but Kataro did a nice job peeling off the lane. He's just going to go ahead and pick up this jungle camps and potentially head back mid, but we'll see. He's still holding that lasso.
Yeah, and I mean, his progress is still fantastic. He's on track for that 9-10 minute boots of travel that we see all those Bat Riders more or less get, as well as very nicely giving Husky over the mid lane, who doesn't really care about laning versus a Queen of Pain. And we also did fill out his build, of course, did go back for those points. Unfortunately, he still looks for those rotations. He wants to make an entrance somewhere onto the map, and I think that's where Lava changing up their lanes a little bit, taking the Mirana out of bottom. They want to find some kills onto possibly the Pango or the Weaver, but it feels like, at least right now, whiffing just slightly, but if Costa be like 6 around 2 long bottom, they're pinging it out right now.
Yeah, they are indeed. Hammer comes through. There's going to be the dagger. Costa Bile. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, slightly disconnected from Frank, just not able to connect with the Celestial Hammer, so he just gets the walk back, and we'll find a Weaver on his travels back to the mid lane, but a little bit awkward now, because you already had moves to rotate over to kind of start farming here, so now you're just farming a large camp as Queen of Pain. And I can definitely see why 4 Zoomers are 2k up right now. I feel like they're getting a little bit more out of the map than their opponents.
Yeah, Moo has had a great time top. I mean, for a while, it's just been, you know, Z-Freak running around trying to, you know, run at these supports or find vision, and they had already pushed Ursa out of the lane. So Pango, I mean, he's level 8, second on the net worth here, having a fantastic start, but your Luna is crushing it, almost hitting that 5k net worth by the 10-minute mark. This is like best case scenario.
Yeah, and that's also where the team who is much worse at taking objectives, that being Lava, you want to make those trades. You want to end this laning stage so you can find more space to play with your Queen of Pain. Unfortunately, they need to get this push onto the bottom tier 1 going already. It's something that Moo was able to start way earlier, and I love this from Frank. Again, he gets the Meteor Hammer in the game where he knows how important it's going to be for his teammates to actually be able to get these towers. Love the Meteor Hammer from Frank. This is actually the tool that they need to get this game started.
Your Pango's down here though, so you can't really take this tower that easily. If he's able to get a Rolling Thunder off with the help of Z-Freak on the side here, I mean, these supports are just food. And there it is. They're gonna go for Frank. In comes the Sakuchi. Gunner gonna get glimpsed, tries to dodge it with the illusion rune. Very difficult play, not gonna connect, but they take down Frank. They force both supports off, and Gunner's not really losing much time. He's back in the top lane.
Yep, he gets sent back top. He gets to go back into that farming rotation. Honestly, helps him out more than anything, and that's where you're completely right. The Pango just defends his towers. He fights tooth and nail for these objectives, and I think Lava, they're smoking up right now because they want to very easily get Frank out onto the map with that Solar Guardian, but unless you get a connection from the arrow, they don't really have a fantastic way to start these engagements. They might look for the glimpse play, but
It's
look at
Husky. He's just baiting it.
Yeah.
Pops the smoke,
and then
and
he
he's like,
walks.
see ya. They
Maybe
can go
glimpse?
for the glimpse. It's only level
Nope.
2. He doesn't have the range.
Yeah, this is just so awkward. Now, of course, you did mess with Costa Bile taking this nice little 2-stack of the Ancients, but at the same time, Pebbles, it doesn't really matter. And then Moo is just running at this tier 1 tower that he does not care about. He's just going to continuously push and pressure it
Z-Freak's
up.
here with the urn. He's
Okay.
got Rolling Thunder in about 8 seconds. Frankie is quite tanky with a double gauntlet as well as his Meteor Hammer, but Moonlight Shadow comes through here from the side of Lava. I mean, these guys are really struggling to get online.
They just don't have the easiest time making these plays, and That's where is the Dawnbreaker offlane good enough to bank on? Is that where Mu is doing his job just a little bit more efficiently than you? At the same time, Leo style, he is not accelerating very fast right now. Even though you have the Queen of Pain lane, his Orchid is still what, maybe another 1,000 gold away, and then you're still playing versus that press the attack, so you have to pick and choose your targets so carefully. I'm surprised they haven't even made an attempt onto Zfreak, who should feel like the easiest target to kill on the 4-Zoomer side, but with the way that these lanes are going, 4-Zoomers are just farming everywhere. They're just playing so spread out, and it's working.
Gonna go again for this bottom tower, and I think he gets it with the meteor hammer here. And that tower will finally fall. They don't want to overcommit for this, but instead, they're actually gonna run into the Mirana. The bug's just off the mark, though, as that might have been enough to kill the Mirana. So she's
MJZ.
counting her blessings right now. MJZ gets found, drops a kinetic field, but Moo, he's just gonna drop the Rolling Thunder instead. Another kill going the way of the Pango. Actually, getting the last tick of the urn there. Able to find it. Meanwhile, Costabile in the mid lane, while all this is happening, is just working on this tower. Has to be careful. Arrow's gonna connect. He's gonna take a lot of damage. In comes the Solar Guardian, though. Yeah, gonna save Leo style. He's not gonna take any help, or not really anything here. Ooh, able to swashbuckle away. Z-Freak on the backside. Doesn't have those bugs, but Mirana in some trouble as Gunnar rotating in. Meteor Hammer will connect onto Z-Freak. Gets the time-lapse lasso onto the Ursa. His Kataro's going to take a lot of dot damage here. He's got no mana for the swashbuckle, and Dawnbreaker able to stun them up, survives. No, finally ends up taking out triple kill for Gunnar despite it all. Z-Freak is still alive? He's level 8? When did this happen?
He keeps on Shikuchiing through these fights, and they just run out of damage. They run out of absolutely everything. Of course, you lost the Luna at the beginning of that fight, but with all that damage Costabile had done earlier, you claimed the tower. That was a fight without roll, by the way. They had nothing. They had no business making those movements, and it just works because Lava can't really do anything. They don't have that setup, that Solar Guardian, while it does help Leo style and keeps him a little bit healthier, it doesn't land on anyone on the 4-Zoomer side, and as soon as these spells are used, you saw how easily Gunnar was able to just move in. He just did so much damage. Of course, he's the one who gets the triple kill, and now look at his item buildup. He's going to have a BKB and, what, one more component? And then, where is the fight that Lava actually want to take? This just feels so good from 4-Zoomers.
It is really going to be the BKB timing, and we talked about it earlier. You know, once you have that on the Bat Rider, in the last game we saw it as well, it is such a rough hero to deal with. And on the side of Lava, you don't really have a save. You're kind of relying on this like glimpse, or even getting like the enrage onto the Ursa just to protect, you know, whoever he decides to go on. But yeah, Gunnar, I mean, he just needs to farm that BKB, and he's going to be in a really good spot. I mean, we can talk about Lava, like where they can go from here. Kataro, he's almost got his Battle Fury, so this is definitely going to be a timing for him to try and catch up in net worth. But you're going against a Luna, and that is like one of the fastest farming carries in the game. It's not going to be easy to close the gap there. Z-Freak?
Ooh.
Yeah, he's fine. He's just MJZ's just playing on the tree cover there.
Yeah, he would love to catch him out and then have Leo style blink over, but at the very least, your Queen of Pain does have her Orchid, but okay, Moo, he might all just let him go. I don't know if he can actually chase this one out.
He gets 2 leap charges and an ult. Yeah, he bumped him too close to the wall so the stun wouldn't reset, but top lane, they're looking for Frank Gunnar. Gonna be fine though, actually, because he's got Moonlight Shadow, so nicely done.
Yeah, and we'll have to see, because again, Leo style does have that Orchid completed. I think he's hiding it right now. Yeah, his courier is just off to the side. He wants to try and catch him in a mistake here. If Gunnar gets a little bit too comfy, and okay, he doesn't know about Husky though.
Oh, Husky is right there, ready to go, and
no.
Oh, a sick ultimate holding them in place into the Solar Guardian. This is a great fight from Lava as they take down one. Husky has to watch as Gunnar goes down. In comes Z-Freak and Moo, though. These guys, they're part of your big damage. Costabile with the Eclipse. Can they find more? Leo style has a blink up in a second. It looks like he's going to be fine, but Frank might get scouted here by Z-Freak, and he does. He's got a Spirit Vessel, but he needs more help to bring him down.
And that fight is so sick from MJZ. He got everyone from the low ground, and unfortunately, Frank? He's got to be fine here, right? There's no way they have damage.
Yeah. He's got Rolling Thunder soon, but I still don't even know if it's enough. He just picked up a point booster. He's going for the Aghanim Scepter now, so the increased healing, the evasion that comes out from the Solar Guardian. I mean, it is such a huge buff to that ability.
Man, that's where we really need to see now if Four Zoomers can start to take Kataro's map away because, of course, that was a 4v5. That's something that Costabile showed up to, that Kataro was too busy finishing up his Battle Fury, and if the style works out a little bit too much for them, it's not the best hero for making this kind of play. You know, you would have much rather had someone like the TB, perhaps, where you do this style, you split the map, you get whatever you want, but Kataro's also going to get very active pretty soon here. He's just immediately going for the Blink Dagger, and once he has it, well, he's just going to start running at their opponents. Unfortunately, Gunner does have that BKB. They got to be real careful here. I don't think they can do anything. Oh, BKB lasso?
He's baiting. He's got the BKB. He's going to go for it. Potentially the lasso right onto the Queen of Pain. Husky, thank you for the damage, sir, he says, as Moo now chasing for more, catching the Disruptor on the backside, and Z-Freak is here. A little bit of ping-pong action, but obviously more than enough damage to find it. They get themselves 2 kills. Now Mirana, they've got a dust. Well, he's going to use it, forcing out 1. Now about to be a 2nd. I mean, he might actually just still be dead. Spear Vessel.
Yeah.
It's enough. One more tick.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Z-Freak.
Man.
Already committing the wand there earlier on in that engagement. He just didn't have any sustain left. And that was with the Fade Grenade missing. No. Just barely, too.
They're pinging the Ursa.
They're know he's here.
Run him down. He's got Blink. Okay, this is smart from Kataro.
They do.
Cool.
And they just don't see him at all. Now they do, finally, with the deep ward. But yeah, nice play by Kataro, that new Blink Dagger. Paying dividends already. 15-5, though. Zoomers finding a lot of kills around the map. And a quick pause in from Gunner.
Man, cool. Kosabili DC'd and then his net worth just dropped by like 1,300. That was pretty funny looking. I think he does have his BKB coming out to him.
If he has something on Courier, it doesn't count Courier. Yeah. So when you're DC'd, it doesn't count your Courier net worth for some reason. So the 1,350 on the Courier is just not counted. It's very strange. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, but at the same time, Kostabili has BKB. He is coming for your game. And you also look over at the Ursa, and Kataro, he's got good farm. He's got Blink Battle Fury, but you don't have that same timing where you get to Fusel Blade, you take the long fight, and then you win. You're playing a much different version of Ursa here where you look for items like the Basher, and that's your big moment to take engagements in early fights. But that also just extends the time of the game. You're not seeing Lava make any attempt over towards that left side of the map where they're actually able to make those picks into the Roshan. I don't know. It feels like Lava are playing for a timing that I don't know if they win if they play for. Because for Zoomers at the same time, arguably have a better late game carry who is already itemized to fight early, who is going to get your buildings. The Ursa, even though there could be creep pressure put on you just because this Battle Fury is going to get those waves in that much easier, you can never see Kataro just putting pressure on this tier 2 bottom by himself. And look, they're going to get the first rush on 4 Zoomers unless Lava do anything about this, but I don't think they are.
It's hard. I mean, it's really difficult to get in here and slow this one down. Gunner with this BKB just makes it so difficult for in these fights. Like the Ursa, the Queen of Pain, they're all susceptible. And then obviously the dual follow-up. I mean, you just have a lot of BKB piercing disable. And yeah, with Pangolier, it's so dang easy to finish up the Roshan. Like you said, first one's going to go the way of the Zoomers. They picked that Aegis up on Kostabile. Z-Freak's looking for Frank. Hasn't quite found him, but Frank, nice TP out. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, and now what's the idea? Do you just farm? Do you just wait it up? You need this BKB on Kataro, but at the same time, your Queen of Pain wants to do something in this game. Leostow is turning around for the Lincoln Sphere, so he doesn't have to worry about that duel, but there are so many good ways to pop the Lincolns in this game. It feels like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the correct choice, to be honest. You always need that BKB just so you could play Dota, but this is so greedy, but almost greedy that he has to go for it because they're not fighting for the next 5 minutes. I think they're only looking for scraps for a while.
I think you have to. I think if you don't go the Lincolns this game and you just get lassoed by Batrider like 1 or 2 more times, like your game's over. So I think it's the correct decision. And speaking of Lincoln Spheres, you know, Z-Freak is building his own. He's got the Perseverance already completed, just farming towards the next 2 components. Top lane, they are going to find them. Mirana, the bugs come out. Does he get the detection on him? He does. Taking a lot of damage there. Does he just solo him that quick? The Spear Vessel comes out, trying to make his way to the tower. He gets it. Dude, this Fade Grenade is sick on this hero. Mid lane, though, Fight breaks out. Gunner still got his BKB available. Rolling Thunder was already committed. Coast Amelia comes in, pops his BKB. 6 Sonic Wave, though. Gunner continuing to chase down the Ursa. He's just dead. No way to save him.
Oh, no.
Backside of the fight. It's Weaver again. MJZ can't get out, can he? Gets the Yule Scepter for them. Whose Yules is that? Moo? Who has a Yules?
Yep. Yep, they're just playing at this incredible speed, and Glyph already committed, so you instead turn your push top into getting this mid-tier 2 tower, and I don't even know how Kitaro ended up in that position. I feel like he's just trying to push in these waves. We're seeing Lava go for these dodges so often they can't fight. They literally cannot deal with a 5-on-5 engagement. They're just way too behind net worth-wise. And now, Costabile is getting the item. He got his defensive item. He's sitting on 3.5k gold. Once he gets a real item, these towers are just going to start evaporating. If we ever see Forzoomer's break through one of those tier 3s, that's where we're also going to see this Luna just absolutely shine. And then, where is Lava finding their fight? I feel like the game plan is just halted across the board. At the very least, Frank has found time to finish off this Agnum Scepter on the Dawnbreaker, but aside from that, nothing else is looking up for them.
This is a sick pickup here from Costa Rica. He's going to go for the Eye of Scotty, so a little bit tankier, but allowing him to just kite out this Ursa, even through a BKB that's going to come out from Kitaro. Like, there's just no way he sticks on top of this hero. Frank goes in, able to interrupt that right away with Moo. Backside of the fight, the Orca comes out onto Husky, but the Chain Stuns are there. Queen of Pain goes to get the blink out. She's going to be fine. Disruptor, unable to connect on anything, but you've lost the Mirana. Like, this fight's just so spread up as Lava cannot get on top of a single target, but the vision being provided from this Weaver just sets up another kill for Moo here on the Pangolier. Frank, sitting on the high ground, does have the Solar Guardian and that Aghanim Scepter, but you need someone to bait for you.
Well, no Glyph. Again, Zoomers are playing in their timing, and it's not like you can just nuke out the creep wave, and there's no way.
Leo style, the double flame break. He gets the lasso. Gunner punishes him so heavily for that.
Oh no, and once this is broken, this is your Rax. Where's your initiation coming from now? It has to be Kitaro being Invis here, but you have a minute and 18 on Aegis. This is perfectly timed from Zoomers.
It really is. And they've got the Rolling Thunder up in just about 15 seconds. Husky just sitting behind his heroes. He's got that shard now, so giving that temporary magic immunity. And the Glaives, I mean, they're just killing this Mirana.
Oh my goodness. He wanted to Yules up Costabile. He wanted to delay it at all, but now full Scotty. This is perfectly
They're just gonna go mid.
Costabile's timings, and you still don't have Glyph. You don't have anything, and they want to break up the fight somehow. Problem is, you just have Gunner with this shard now putting out so many sticky napalm charges. You can't find anything. And
MJZ's dead.
Look at how far.
He's got 4 He's got 4 stacks. He's dead. They snipe him from the tier 3.
Oh my goodness.
The shard applying the sticky napalm plus the extra one that he got in there. It was enough.
And 2 racks. 25 seconds on Aegis. There's nothing they can do. They got to be so careful.
Moo's space making at this point. All he wants to do is make sure that they can't get on top of Costabile. Yeah, he's out. That's all it was. They're going to go ahead and try anyway. He's still got that Aegis. Like I said, 15 more seconds. They get the barracks and they will walk away. In comes Leo style. I mean, they have to know the Aegis is still... He just goes in. He turns it around. Gunner doesn't care. He pops the BKB. Now he's looking for the Murata. He's got another flame break in a second. He does not care. This man is so damn strong on this Bat Rider, and Z-Freak on the backside of the fight just continuing to just ruin this Disruptor's game as Ursa tries to hobble his way back. 3 heroes dead. This is just such an incredible performance here from Zoomers. They get the GG 25-5 at 25 minutes.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I was skeptical with their hero picks. Of course, we've seen the 4 Weaver, we've seen him flex his muscles before, but at the same time, you have to turn your draft around completely. You swap up your lanes, you have to move Husky over to the LC, but it all kind of just worked out. I think Lava were not ready for how well this mid lane was going to go for Gunner, and it's not even Leo Style's fault. I think giving up that first blood, that's whatever, put that to the back of your mind, but at the same time, none of their draft is providing damage with the build that Kitaro went for, and it's very strange to see him go for this Battle Fury build where no other Ursa has. I understand your Kataro, but you just didn't have any damage coming from absolutely anyone. Their draft becomes so messy now where you don't have any damage coming from Kataro. You're not on that S tier hero where he's going to win you the game if he gets another 2 or 3 items. And he didn't get 2 or 3 items. He wasn't even able to finish off his BKB before four Zoomers win in this timing with the Aegis. And that is just a perfect timing from them. You get mid racks, you get the top racks, you get it right before your Aegis times out. You get all this space created. Gunner just makes all of the supports' lives hell on the lava side. I mean, they just did so many little things well. That's the cleanest victory I think I've seen in Pro Series so far.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like we were almost being like biased this whole game, like being like, "Oh, Zoomers are doing this so well, Zoomers doing that so well." It's not necessarily a bias. Like this was just such a sick and clean game from them. Like they didn't make any mistakes really. And I gotta give credit to Z Freak on this Weaver. Like I figured this was gonna be his hero early on in the draft. Like he's played the 4 position Weaver quite a bit, but he just went 7-1 and 12, one of the highest damage heroes of the game. But because of his involvement, MJZ had absolutely nothing. He didn't get to do or really participate in this game as a disruptor at all. Both of these supports constantly trying to run for their lives from this Weaver. Like, just absolutely flawless performance from him. Moo on the Pango as well, 6-0 and 15. Like, this was just such a clean game from them. I mean, this is a nice sight for, the NA Dota fans out here. Like, you don't really see such a clean performance, especially since such a strong team like Lava yesterday, absolutely crushing it and just getting dissected here by the Zoomers in the first of their best of two. But Lava, they got to bounce back. I mean, they got 3 more games to be played here today. We got the game 2 of 4 Zoomers coming up in a moment. So we're gonna go to a small break, everyone. Stay tuned for more here on the BTS Pro Series Season 9. We'll see you after the break.